Well, welcome to this month's Something Artsy. I'm Lisa Besmer, your host for today. And Something Artsy is brought to you by State Street Theater, also in conjunction with New Cat, who films this segment every month for us, also by grants from Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council and also the Schmidt Foundation. So we thank them for their contribution for this. So the first guest we have today is Ann Makepeace, and she is the founder of the Grand Center for Arts and Culture, and also is the volunteer seller press manager. And Ann, you have been with the Grand for since it began, yes. And I was lucky enough to be on the first board.
You were the first board chair.
You have put your soul into this place, and it's really exciting. And you've got an anniversary of the seller press coming up, so let's talk about that.
As of May 4th, we've had Seller Press, which is what's in our basement. It's all of our activities in the basement, going for 5 years. Several of those years were pandemic years, so we had kind of a slow start. But we've had over 60 classes in the basement. We've had hundreds of kids in our summer kids camp experience what we do down there. So on May 4th, it's a Saturday from 11 to 4, we're going to have all kinds of presses. We have over 20 presses in the basement, and we're going to have 8 or 9 of them running in front of the building, on the first floor, in the basement. We're doing all kinds of stuff. You will see an 1870s book bindery with displays there, and that was a donation from last year. We're going to have hand printing for kids. Some of it's in Spanish, so bring the kids. There'll be other things for kids to do, souvenirs, door prizes. We have somebody coming from Minneapolis, a couple people, John Drew and Amelia Foster, and they run a thing called Ready Go Art, and it's an art cart that has several different cool printing presses on it,
neat.
And people are going to make bookmarks and other souvenirs from the Grand. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'll be fun.
really
And what date
fun.
is that again?
It's May 4th. It's Saturday, May 4th. And all day.
And we're hoping it's going to be good weather, because it's going to be inside, outside, all over the place.
Yeah, and if it's bad weather, we'll still be inside, and there'll be food and drink and plenty to do. So
that sounds fun. And a lot of times the seller press, their classes fill up so quickly.
Yes.
So this is a great way to be able to come down and see what's all happening and what it's all about. So that's
so
great.
we have other classes all summer. Check our website, because we're adding new classes. Some are related to printing, printmaking, and bookbinding. So
especially it seems like the block printing classes, they sell out really quickly.
Yep.
So make sure you're always checking their website, because your website is excellent. And
our current May class may be sold out at this point. I'm not sure, but we have June and July, and we have kids camp. So the kids, if you send your children all the way up to grades 8, and I don't know that this was our list to talk about, but the kids can experience a day in seller press, doing everything from printing on fabric, like T-shirts, to cards, to paper making, all those kinds of things.
Okay, so watch your website.
Yep.
Okay, so what else is happening at the
Grand?
Grand?
We also, in conjunction with our 5-year anniversary, we have Andy Common. He's a printer from A to Z Letterpress, and he's the guy who helped us get Seller Press going 6 years ago.
Oh, really? Okay.
Helped us get the first press in there. He is doing an exhibit on the second floor, and he's the one who's printed all the Arts Meander posters for Western Minnesota for however long they've been doing it, 20 years. He's done lots of other art prints and posters, so he has his own exhibit that opens on May 3rd, Friday, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And he'll be there, I'll be there, and you can take a look at all his printed work that he's done in his shop in A to Z Letterpress. He also has a booth at Meander, so you can go visit him there. His sister wrote a book, Patsy Common, about their family. There were 12 children in the family, and they were separated when their parents had an accident, and they all went to different homes. But there's a lot more in the book. But anyway, she's doing a reading too. So his sister's coming, and there'll probably be a lot of other people from Western Minnesota. Yeah, but we're very grateful to Andy for helping us get started. He's been my friend ever since. Almost every year, we do a calendar, an art calendar, and Andy prints it for us. He'll do one this year.
In the Four Pillars.
That is in the Four Pillars Gallery on May 3rd, the opening. And it's all month. The show is all month.
So anytime the Grand is open, you can certainly walk upstairs and just see that collection of his also, which is neat. Okay.
Other things?
Yeah, other
okay. Well, there's a lot more going on at the Grand. We have live music in the cabaret, as we always do, and I'll just highlight a few of them.
Sounds good.
On May 3rd, we have a new band called Tennessee Stiffs, and Tennessee Stiffs is a folk group. I've heard them online, but haven't seen them in person. I think there's 4 of them. Andrea Lynn is a favorite. She's coming May 10th. And then at the end of the month, there isn't a cabaret Memorial Day weekend, but Ace in the Hole, which
And that's on the 31st?
is on the 31st, yeah. So we'll have those in May,
And that's always 7 to 9:30?
7 to 9:30. We
Okay.
expanded it an extra half hour because we got feedback that it was too short when we
Okay.
went 7 to 9. Doors open at 6:30. We have some light food and snacks, and beer and wine and non-alcoholic drinks. So,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And then in the cabaret too, on Thursdays once a month, we do the Art House Film Series. And this one is a series of short films on May 16th. So I don't have the list of the films here, but look for that. That's free and open to the public. We provide popcorn and the bar is open, so.
And the bar is open, so,
Yep.
yes, okay.
And a couple other things. One is we have a smallest museum was in the basement being repaired and fixed over the winter months, but it's back out in front of the building. And Deb Grubner has a really cool show there. It's tiny little paintings, and that went out just up this week. So
Okay.
take a peek.
And it was
That'll be
just-
up all the month of May as well.
And they had an article on it in the
Yeah.
journal recently, so it sounded really interesting, so check it out. And it's just like right in front of the Grand, so you can just come
Yeah.
and take a look. It's
Yep.
just kind of fun if you're
In
out
fact-
eating or something, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, we started that just prior to the pandemic, and what was really cool about it, I was the director at the time, and we put it out there, and then all of a sudden we couldn't have anybody in the building, and we had a little museum
Oh, that's
outside.
neat.
It just
It's
was,
neat.
timing
Yeah.
was, we were lucky with that. And the other thing is we do have other classes, and one of them I know that isn't filled yet is creating a barn quilt with Kay Martin, and that is May 18th and 19th, and you leave that class with a large barn quilt that you can put on your house. And the ultimate goal of this is that we get these up around New Ulm, and then we create a little trail. There'll be
Oh,
a
neat.
trail of these barn quilts.
Well-
She did that up in Staples, Wadena, where she was from.
Yeah, and if you follow them on Facebook also, and then Kay usually has pictures of
Yes.
the class, and she's done this several times, and they're
Many times,
like
yeah.
everyone's is different.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
so
fun.
really
It's a whole
neat.
weekend, but it goes fast. They play music and you paint these things and you
Meet
leave with
friends, yes.
yeah, meet people. And I think she takes about 8 people, and I know she has some signed up and it's
Right.
open. So there'll be more. Just go to our website and take a peek, and
Yeah.
you'll see more.
That's right.
So,
So
yeah.
between their website and also Facebook, you guys are really active and keep it really
Yeah.
fresh, so make sure
And
you check that
Instagram,
out.
if you're on Instagram,
Okay.
please look
Yes.
there too. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Well,
Yeah,
thank you,
it was
Ann.
fun.
All
Yeah,
right.
nice to
Okay.
see you.
We'll be right back.
Thanks a lot.
We are back with Michael Hanley, and he is here on behalf of State Street Theater, and Michael is in charge of our productions committee. So you are busy with our summer play, which is going to be Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes, that
Okay.
is right.
So what are you working on right now with it? How can we help?
So right now we're kind of bringing all the pieces together. So we have our production leadership crew that's already being formed. So we have director, assistant director, producer, all that. The next step is getting people in the community out to auditions.
Okay.
And that's going to be coming up on May 18th at 11 a.m. or there's a 12:30 time slot as well, or on Wednesday, May 22nd at 6 p.m.
So they just come to one of these auditions. So what do you do? Like I have no talent, so I could never do anything like this. But what do they do? Like if you come in and audition, what are they going to be doing?
Yep, so there's, in this case, we have, since it's a musical, and a very heavy musical, because it's pretty much all music, there will be some singing, either a prepared piece, or you can do My Country 'Tis of Thee, I think
Okay.
it is. And we're looking for really all levels of talent, so Lisa, don't sell yourself short. You can sure come out, anybody can.
My girls say I sound like Edith Bunker, and I have to go along with that on that one. Yeah.
Well, anybody, the only stipulation is we do have, it's 10 and older for this,
10 and older,
for this
okay.
show. But all sorts of experience levels we're looking for.
And men, women, everything.
Yep.
Yes, okay. And so when they come, I saw someplace where they're singing a cappella. You don't have background or anything. You just either come sing your song
Yep.
that you come with, or My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Yep,
Okay.
that's correct. And we do have the details on the auditions on our State Street Theater website. So if
Okay.
you have any questions, feel free to go look at that, and it should detail
What if
everything
you-
out.
What if you have no experience, but you can sing?
Yeah, that's great.
Great. You'll teach them, right?
Really, one of the things that we at State Street are trying to do with theater is to get people out who may not have any experience and just maybe want to try it the first time. Maybe they're very experienced and just love theater. Really, we have kind of all walks that have joined.
Right.
And I think that is really what makes it the community theater.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
you have all different levels. We're not a professional theater, but that's what we lean into, and that's our strong suit.
It is really neat. So in the month of April, you had the play Whodunit,
Yep.
which was really amazing. And it's just all local people that we know.
Yep.
And I know one of them, he's 70, and this is the second play he's ever been in, but he just loves the camaraderie and just getting to meet more people, and so that's just really a fun thing to do.
Yeah, you hear
Yeah.
stories like that where somebody is coming out for the first time and maybe they're in their 70s or later in life, and they just want to
Try
try
it,
something new,
yeah.
and that's just great because this is the perfect spot to do that.
And the older you get, the less you care. It's kind of like, I'll try anything. That's right. That's right. That sounds good. So that's coming up. And then when is the play actually going to be then?
The dates are July 26th through the 28th. So
Okay.
we always kind of have it in that later summertime frame after Bavarian Blast usually is
Okay.
kind of when we
Right.
fit in there.
Okay, so lots of practices coming up, but a lot of fun too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, and then we've got some music coming up for the month of May.
Yep. We have a few coming. So we do have on May 4th a big name,
big.
Garth Brooks. We have a Garth Brooks tribute, and I know that'll be done very well around here because this is
We love our country.
everybody loves
Western.
country.
We love Garth Brooks. Yes.
Absolutely. And so we're really excited for that one. I think it's going to be a real big hit.
Right, and in the month of April, we also had a tribute band to Chicago, which was absolutely amazing also. So some of the bands that State Street is bringing in have just been amazing, so, yeah.
I think that when you look at what we're bringing in for bookings, it's matching our space that we will probably talk about like our seats and our ticketing
Yeah.
system, but it's all just elevated.
Yeah.
We're trying to really bring in really good talent for the region, and I think it's really showing this year.
Right, I think so too. Okay, so we've got Garth Brooks May 4th, and then later in the month, we've got something different.
Yeah, Philip Daniel,
Okay.
a classical pianist, so really kind of on maybe the other side of the spectrum. Something we try, maybe don't have a lot in New Ulm when you have just concert like this, and I think that's going to be a really fabulous as
I
well.
think so too. Right. Then we also have a couple rentals in there as well. So we've got the New Ulm Community Concert is having a band, but you have to be members of New Ulm Community Concert. So it's a good idea to become members because I think they're doing a Beatles tribute band in May also.
Here Comes the Sun. Yep,
Here
and
Comes the Sun,
that's
okay.
actually right after the Garth Brooks concert.
Okay,
So if you're
okay.
wanting to do back-to-backs and you're having a good weekend,
Exactly.
that's going to be on that Sunday.
So contact New Ulm Community Concert for that, or become a member of that, because I think then you get to at least 4 shows
Yeah.
that they have during the year. So it's a good organization as well. So tell us a little bit about. So we've got a new ticket system.
Yep.
So and so it's kind of nice. Get to pick your
Yeah.
own seat.
Before, if you recall, you'd maybe get your ticket ahead of time, and then it was pretty much
A free-for-all.
Free for all. If you wanted a seat in the front and you wanted to, get your seat in the middle in the front, you had to wait and get there early. Now with our new ticketing system, you can book it online, find your seat, arrive, right before the show if you want, and be entered.
That's great.
Yeah.
So no more rushing to get the blue seats anymore, because every seat is now comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all beautiful now too. So
Yep,
right.
you're really not going to go wrong. My daughter, she really likes a seat in the balcony.
Me too.
Off to the side, and that's the one that we
I'm
kind of
with
always
Quinn.
gravitate
Yes,
towards.
I'm with Quinn. I love the balcony,
Yeah.
but and even we've got ADA accessible seating downstairs, and people are so happy with that. They've got a little bit more of a platform, so if they've got a scooter or their wheelchair or whatever, and then they've got companion seating with them, it really is wonderful. And those seats are great. I've sat back there as well, and those seats are fantastic. So,
I talked about just how the space is continuing to grow and develop and elevate with the seats, the ticketing system. You mentioned the seats. We also have the bathrooms that we just redid.
That's right. Yes.
So we have ADA bathrooms and accessible and larger for, I think, with the men's and women's switching there,
Right.
kind of get a little more elbow room.
So if you went to school there, junior high, just know that the men's and the women's has flip-flops, so just know that.
The doors are labeled, so
Yeah,
we should,
that's right.
should be fine.
Read first.
Yes, but I see this space just continuing to evolve and grow, and I think it's just great.
Right.
A lot of energy.
Right. And we have some availability too if you need rental space for your event.
Yep.
Different things. I could see, if a company would want to have a lecture or something there, or a gathering or something, just feel free to reach out to Lori at State Street Theater, and she'll be able to help you with that as well. 'Cause
Absolutely.
we've got a beautiful space. Yeah. Anything else that's coming up? I'm kind of thinking that
The only other thing that I would like to say is on the season pass,
Oh, that's
because we do have, with Joseph, it's actually going to be starting our next season, our 2024 to 2025 season. And one thing that, if you are planning to go to a number of shows, more than really a few through the year, check out the season pass, because it's a very good deal. And you get access to the 3 plays that we put on through the year, and also 5 of the bookings that we have. And again, these bookings they're pretty good. They're pretty top notch. So it's a very good deal. You can call the theater at 507-359-9990 or info@statestreetnewulm.com. And you can get info there or on our website as well.
right. The season pass will save you some money if you're planning on going anyhow. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's good. It's
And
good.
with that too, speaking of the ticketing system, you're able to select your seats in advance. So if you are a season pass holder, you're going to be able to do that well before anybody else for the event. So if you want to be
well before the
front
Michael
row.
Bublé concert for
Yes.
Christmas, a tribute concert. So yes, now's the time to get your season pass.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for everything you do for State Street also.
You as well. Thank you.
All right. Take care. We'll be right back. We have Kurt Van Asten with us from Shells, and we know that Shells always has something good going on, but this one's good. May the 4th be with you. Let's start there.
Yeah, we're kind of leaning into some Star Wars fun here. We have kind of back-to-back days. We have May 4th, and then Cinco de Mayo is right after that. So we have a lot of maybe Star Wars nerds on our staff. So we're kind of leaning into it. We're gonna do some drink specials and some raffles. If you dressed up, you can sign up for the raffle again. We're gonna do custom flights from the light to the dark, so light side to the dark side. Our staff is gonna have some custom shirts that they're gonna be wearing for the day. We're gonna have some music, and we have live music that day too. So there's gonna be quite a bit going on, and just kind of leaning into the fun that is Star Wars and the fun day that it goes with.
And that's all in the beer hall,
all in
right?
the beer hall,
Right.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Cinco de Mayo, are you doing anything different for that day?
Yes, so we're
then?
actually tapping, so we have a pilot batch that we've been releasing. So we're actually gonna it's a jalapeno lager. So it'll be nice and spicy. We're gonna rim it with some spices and things like that to kind of give it the full experience. But we'll tap that actually on the 4th, and it'll be available the 4th and the 5th for that whole weekend for those that want to kind of celebrate Cinco de Mayo maybe a little earlier on
And then
Saturday.
the brewer actually talks about it too, right?
Yeah, we normally do this one. Unfortunately, Joe's he's going to be gone, so
Okay.
he won't talk. But this is his second batch he made. He's bumping up the heat a little bit. So
Ooh,
if you
okay.
like some spicy, some type of spicy beer, spicy drink, he was down there roasting the jalapenos and threw them right in the tank, and the whole 9 yards. So
Wow.
he's pretty proud of it. It's got a kick to it, but it's obviously pretty easy to drink at the same time too, being a lager. So we're excited for that one. I think it's gonna be a really good beer. His first batch we did a big release for it with the whole talk and everything, and it was gone that night. So I'm hoping we can save some for Cinco de Mayo, but if it is as popular and as it was last time, it might be pretty quick. So
Right. So what time do doors open for
yeah,
both
so
of those?
the May 4th is going to be just normal hours,
Okay.
11 to 8, all day. We'll do the drawing the next day, call the winners. You can just kind of come in, hopefully you're dressed up and play the part and play along with us. And then same for Cinco de Mayo, we're noon to 5 that day. So
Okay.
just normal hours, just a kind of a sprinkle of fun on top of kind of what we normally do there
Exactly.
at Shells. So.
But then you're doing something really cool for Mother's Day. That's really neat.
Yep, yeah, we're having a special class come in, a charcuterie class come in, so you can build a charcuterie board, take it home and enjoy it with your family. But yeah, that's we've done a few of them with some private events and things like that that brought this in, and she reached out and said, hey, I want to try to do this on a grander scale. And yeah, she brings in the whole platter, and she kind of walks you through how to build it and roll the meat and cheese and make it just beautiful. And then you can either stay there and have some beers and enjoy it, or take it home and share it with friends and family. So.
Do you have to call ahead of time for?
I would register. So
Okay.
on our website, there's a link, or our Facebook, there's a link to register. She
Okay.
just needs to prepare, the
Yeah,
food and get all that.
right.
So she gets, really nice meats and cheeses, and she doesn't skimp on it. It's a very beautiful platter when it's all
It
done.
is. You should see if you haven't seen the picture, go to their website and look
Yeah.
at it because it really is beautiful. Yes. Okay, then the best one, I think, well, I'm not sure if Fourth be with you, or Touch a Truck Day at Shells.
Yeah, we're gonna do a touch-a-truck. There's a lot of us that have littles at Shells, and also I think it's fun as a grown-up. You see a tractor in the field or a big rig going
Even
past
grandmas
you.
love this.
Yeah, it's great. So we've partnered with a bunch of businesses in town. We're gonna have like a crane, a dump truck, a garbage truck, all of our Shells gear out there, a tractor. We're kind of getting a race car. The city's talking about possibly bringing the Zamboni down. So there should be 25 to 30 rigs
Wow.
out there, big and small in between, from a forklift or an ATV, some power sports, to a big, huge crane or a big dump truck. So you'll be able to climb in it, ask questions, take pictures, get all up in there, and kind of the what's and who's. The ambulance, the fire, police will be down there. So it'll be really fun. And then we bought, just to kind of bring it all together, we bought the first 100 kids. We have custom-made Shells hard hats
Oh,
for them.
neat.
So if they get there early, they can grab a hard hat and wander around and be a construction worker and play the
that's
part. So
Okay, so that is on May
18th.
18th.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's
okay.
11 to 2. So that's
11 to 2,
basically
okay.
right when we open, and then kind of in the morning, and then kind of get through that lunch period. We're
Mm-hmm.
working on a food truck to be down there too. We also just added pizza to the beer hall, so there's
Ah.
options for food now if we don't have a food truck.
You've got 1919 root beer and everything too.
Yeah, we have
so-
Buddy Soda, 1919, so stuff for the kids, stuff for the
Always,
family.
yeah.
Yeah, we like to do the kids events. It's always fun to see them walk
Yeah.
around and kind of get that new generation interested in Shells and the grounds and
Mm-hmm.
art history, and just letting them know that we're a fun place to hang out, and maybe
Exactly.
convince mom and dad. I don't know if it's much convincing, but convince them to go to Shells and hang
To have a
out.
beer,
So,
to
yeah.
have a beer on a nice summer day.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then you've got some music coming in the beer gardens, which is going to be fun. Kind of a kickoff, right?
Yeah, we were just chatting. I just basically built the beer garden today. All the tables are out. We're adding some new signage and kind of beautifying it up, kind of changing things up a little bit. All the tables are out there, so if you want to come and hang out and grab a beer in the beer hall and sit outside on a nice day, our patio's open. The beer hall will be, or the beer garden will be open for seating, but officially on the 25th, so Memorial Day weekend, is we're going to open the doors to the beer garden and kick that off for the summer. And we have a pretty busy summer. We have like 40 music acts lined up and
Wow.
food trucks almost every Friday and Saturday. So we'll be really busy. And yeah, so the 25th, actually Krista's going to kick it off for us, so a
Great.
local favorite. And then we'll have Black Street Market food truck down there that day to kind of round it all out. And then Sunday, we'll get right into that Sunday music series we have with the local artists. So the Beer Garden boys always kick off the Beer Garden for us. It makes sense. So they'll
Right.
be playing in the Beer Garden on Sunday. So.
Okay. The food trucks that you have are just like the Doggone Good Eats, the hot dog
Yep.
guy, and then tacos.
Yeah, we have like Rick from the B&L, that Doggone Good Eats. That's Rick from B&L with his
Oh,
hot dog
really?
cart.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a kind of a good shakeup of Americana, Mexican, hot
Yes.
dogs, and then we do our brat stands that we sprinkle in with our nonprofits that we work with.
Oh, you're going to do that again this
Yep,
year too?
so
Okay.
I have 8 days lined up with that. So we'll sprinkle those in kind of when there's festivals in town and maybe there's food trucks that are busy around certain times.
Right.
We kind of lean into that and give back to the community, and the community has fun kind of serving our guests that are there too. And I mean, what a brat and a beer at Shell's, I mean, you really can't go wrong. So.
And then it's also fun because right now the gardens really are coming to life. I mean, you're going to be planting more things, but your perennials are coming up, so it's just kind of fun to go out and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's very green right now. You know, some of our trees are budding, and lots of white flowers on the trees right now for some of those type of trees. And yeah, we have 30,000 plants waiting to be planted. So
Wow.
I think in a week or so, we're going to start kind of about 2 weeks. We still could have some frost-ish, so
Yeah.
we're going to kind of get ahead of it as much as we can. But the planters are all around. We're kind of aerating them and adding the nutrients. And yeah, we'll be all hands on deck throwing flowers and plants into the ground here coming up.
Super
So
cool.
it'll
Just
come together really
completely
quick.
comes to life.
Yes.
And then starting in June, then you'll have the pause night, right?
Yeah,
So
June.
that-
Yeah, we'll stay equally as busy in June. You know, some of those weeks we'll have music Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll have like 5 nights of music in a row.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday in June, bring your dog down.
Which is such a great
yeah,
idea.
So
also.
we have
That's just-
you know
yeah.
regional musicians that come in and play, and they do us a favor and kind of play for free because it's a give back to the community shelter and things like that. So you know, we kick them a gig later in the summer, but they always come down and, you know, for some beer and some merch and for a good cause.
Right.
It's hard to say no to that for a lot of people. So
Exactly.
especially when there's, you know, 15, 20 dogs rolling around, and it's just a whole different atmosphere when you
Totally.
have everyone you know, with their fur babies down there.
Right.
So
And hopefully they're all getting along and all.
yeah,
everyone's
no
happy,
issues
right?
so far. It's been great. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. You've got just always such great ideas, so it's always fun to visit with you.
I appreciate it.
Anything else? Do you?
Yeah, I mean, just keep us in mind. You know, we're in the thick of like reunions right now, corporate
yes.
events. We're really heavy with grad parties between Starkiller and Shells. We have a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of college grad parties that are coming in. I
Okay.
think 3 of our staff are throwing parties at Shells, which makes sense
It
because
does.
they're kind of moving on down the road, but want to have one last blast at Shells with their family and show off where they work, as before they kind of put their big boy pants on and
Exactly.
go out into the world.
That's
so.
right.
Yeah, and then grooms dinners, things like that. So we're staying really busy. Like I said, the beer hall's open daily. Tours will start to kick off Memorial Day weekend, 7 days a
Okay.
week.
Okay.
So right now we're just Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. But right around the corner, we'll be in the thick of tourist season.
Okay.
Or if anyone from New Ulm wants to come, there's been a lot of changes. You know, Ted is constantly working on the museum. It's got a whole new feel now. If you haven't been there in a couple years since COVID. He's laid it out really nice
Really?
through the
Okay.
decades with each one of the presidents and their highlights and kind of
Neat.
very flows really nice to kind of where we are today. So there's a lot of things always changing, a lot of things always popping up, a lot of crazy ideas they let me run with.
Yeah,
and it's fun.
And
so
you're doing great. It's interesting though. I mean, even when me that has been New Ulm all of her life, but it's fun when I did the tour of Shells. You just learn so many different things, and even walking through the museum. But I haven't been there for a few years, so really go and check it
yeah,
out.
100%. And like our tour guides, I mean, we have a good plethora of tour guides, and they each have a different stories and a
Right.
different spin on their story. So you could come Friday and Saturday and have a whole different experience
Exactly.
and learn something new. And if you want to just come and take on the grounds when the flowers are all out, last year we added that walking tour. So right at the front door, there's a QR code that says, this is the start of the walking tour. You scan it. We picked 21 spots around the grounds to kind of highlight the growth of the brewery and what it looks like.
Really?
So
Okay.
you scan with your phone and a map pops up and it basically tells you where to walk, and we kind of highlight different areas or what they used to be and what they are now. Lots of fun information on that if you just want to walk around with a beer and
Right.
take in the flowers. So you can do it by yourself. So
That sounds wonderful. That's on my list of things to do this summer too.
Perfect.
Then. Yes, I've never done that, so
Yeah.
that sounds great.
yeah, we've had a
Sounds
lot of
good.
people scan it and a lot of good feedback. And also too, when you come on a busy Friday or Saturday on a busy weekend, our tours fill up. And we
Right.
wanted to give people an option to learn us without a tour guide.
Yeah.
It's hard to. There's
you
so
don't
much
have the
history.
time or
There's so
if
much
you're-
history
yeah.
on the grounds, and what's this building? What does this do? When did this go up? And we've tried to kind of let you learn that on your own. So,
Right.
and we've had a lot of people that actually take the tour and then do the walking tour
Oh, yeah.
because there's more information that you can kind of
Right.
take in too. So.
Yeah, and then don't forget to check out the gift shop also. He's got a really cool Shells hat on today.
Yeah,
that I
we
hadn't
yeah
seen
we pump
before.
through merch
Yeah.
pretty quickly, so
Yeah.
we have some fun. We have like Hawaiian shirts in right now and some fun spring colors. So yeah, there's always some funky stuff in there, but also the standard Shells gear.
Right.
But we
Yeah.
like to have fun around there, and it shows in our merch for sure. So.
Exactly, that's right. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, I appreciate
We'll
it.
be right back. We have Alexander Roth with us, and he is a board member with the Wanda Gog House. And there is some exciting, like really exciting things happening at the Gog House right now.
Yes.
And if you Google it, it really is amazing. So I'll let you share.
It's incredible. And where to start? Well, let's see. First of all, let's just talk about our opening, which is coming up on the 16th from 8 to 6, which I believe is a Thursday. It's going to be wine and cheese. We'll have a lot of art that was never seen before. As you know, the Wanda Gog House, we have over 300 new works of Wanda's, Flavia's, Anton's. Really incredible. The other thing, we've been working in tandem with Luca Books. They open on the 18th. So we're going to be doing some readings, of course, of Millions of Cats. This is now in the public domain, which is a really amazing, amazing big deal. I can talk your ear off about this, but Wanda was really innovative. She was the first one ever to do, a kind of a page through of this book. The book has been translated into so many different things: German, Spanish here, Hindi, Chinese.
Really?
It's amazing, yeah, it's really incredible. And we've been looking at it kind of, so most people know about Millions of Cats, and that's the one that they really know. They don't know about the other books. This is called Nothing at All. This is about an invisible dog. This is one of the other books that we are highlighting. Our theme this year is more than cats, and it's the idea that we're doing another book, a different book, that it's not just the cat book, but it's also kind of a three-spoke idea. So it's the books, it's the artwork, and it's the house, because the house itself, if you've been there, is a work of art. It's incredible. So the books...
And that they have like the original stuff from the Gog family
Yes,
there.
yes,
I mean,
yeah.
the painting on the stenciling, everything
It's amazing. It's really
original.
incredible.
Yes.
And I have to admit, when I started, I really thought it was really mostly about Wanda's art in the book. But then once I was actually in the house, it's astounding. And I'm really grateful to be able to work with this right
Great.
now. Speaking of art, which is the next thing, and I don't,
Yes,
you just
so
interject.
exciting.
This is an article by the New York Post that just came in, and the title is New York Post. It says, "Millions of Cats, Oldest American Picture Book Still in Print, and its famous NYC author being honored at the Whitney." That would be Wanda Gog. We claim her as the NU, the New Ulm
Exactly.
author.
How New York thinks that she is New York.
Yes.
No, she's New Ulm.
Right, exactly. Exactly. She did go to the Art Students League, and
She
of
did,
course did all
yes.
that. But that's really pretty amazing, and that the Whitney is doing this. And so let's see. The Whitney opened on the 28th of March, and they will be open on the 7th floor. To see Wanda's artwork, you can actually Google the Whitney and you'll see a little bit more.
Yes.
This is amazing because the last time they did a retrospective there was 1990.
Right.
And actually, the Whitney has reached out to the Wanda Gog House, especially for music reasons. They had the music of Wanda when she was in New York, but not our music, which of course I've talked to the Bohemian Society.
Right.
And they have all the music that Wanda would have heard and actually played while she was growing up. So that's really amazing.
In New Ulm.
Yes, in New Ulm. So
And
again,
they've got 18 different prints that they're going to be showing.
yes.
That they have, and then 2 first editions of her children's books that are going to be at the Whitney as well. So
Yeah.
it's really neat.
It's really amazing.
Yeah.
And so part of my reason for coming on board again was to expand the knowledge of the Gog family. Flavia is really amazing artist in her own right, which actually wasn't even on my radar at first until I started working with the house. And with this new acquisition, I've been going through them, think this is amazing. I don't think people understand the breadth of Wanda Gog. She is in museums all over the world. She is in, we mentioned the Whitney. She's in the Brooklyn Museum of Art. She's in the Smithsonian. She is also, of course, in the History Center up in Minneapolis and the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. She's also in the Bibliothèque Paris, which is, Bibliothèque Nationale in Paris. She's in the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam, the Pushkin Museum in Moscow. She's in, what's the other one? The Victor Albert in London, the British Museum, I think I mentioned that. It's really amazing. And she has, So I've been reading a lot of articles, and I'm sure you have too. She really is her own person. She has a whole. She was a suffragette back in the day. She really did her own, followed her own path, as it were.
Yes.
As a female artist, as a female in that time is really amazing. As a female artist in that time is really amazing. Her father, Anton, was definitely much more impressionist art. Wanda, at least I see, really goes more into surrealist art, but like I said, almost defies any kind of category, which is amazing. We're lucky to have this here. So.
And she did oil painting, but then the ones that are at Whitney are more of the sketch, right?
Yes, exactly. The illustrations. We actually have some gouache here as well, and we have. Oh my goodness! I just did a collage. Some of the smaller children's work are on scraps of paper that we have to be very careful about touching and that. So I've taken them with the help of Darla at the museum here. We've copied them all, and I made a collage. So you get to see work that literally when she was 6 years old, when she was 4 years old. I don't know of another artist that we've had where we have the house, we have her work now, and we have the children's work. So,
Exactly. It is really
It
neat.
really is
Yeah.
amazing, yeah.
And to think, I mean, and how her family also left such an imprint with
Yes.
Anton's pictures, his paintings at the cathedral.
Yep.
Yeah, and she was a graduate of New Ulm Public High School. She's on the Hall of Fame
Yes.
with that as well. So it's really, I mean, her family left an imprint in New
They
Ulm,
really
so it's
did.
really neat
Absolutely.
to know that all this is still happening yet,
Yeah.
and how well you're taking care of the home and
Yeah.
keeping her spirit
really
alive
nice,
too.
yeah,
Yes.
so.
Anything else happening? You've got a busy summer.
We do. We have we'll have readings going on. Best thing is to check wandagoghouse.org. We are redoing the website, kind of updating it. We're going to get a lot more merch. So I'm working
Okay.
on the design of that, which will be really exciting.
And you can buy the books right at the house
yes,
too, which
of
is
course.
great.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So, but otherwise,
So keep checking the website.
Yes,
Okay.
keep checking the
Okay,
website. So
sounds good. And also, make sure you check out the Whitney Museum of American Art.
Yeah.
If you go on there, you can see some of the pictures that they're going to be displaying also, some
Yeah.
of her work, which
Yeah.
is really, it's
yeah.
beautiful.
So make
but
it
yeah.
out to New York as well,
Exactly.
right?
Try to do that too.
Yeah.
But if nothing else, we've got a great,
We really do.
yes.
It's
And you're gonna,
incredible.
so your season kicks off May 16th, and then you'll be open throughout the summer.
Yes,
Um,
until November.
Until November?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll go through
Yeah.
Oktoberfest. And then are you open every day or just weekends?
Mostly just weekends.
Just weekends?
Yeah.
Again, check out the website,
Yep,
right? Okay.
Exactly, because that's
Sounds
all in
good.
flux right now. so.
Exactly, right.
Well,
Yeah,
again, thank
got-
you so much for inviting me
Absolutely,
on, and
yes.
thanks New Cat for all the work you guys do out there. So
That's right.
yeah, it's an
Okay.
exciting
It is.
summer.
It is. We've got a great summer coming
Yeah.
up. All right, well, thank you. We'll be right back.
Thanks.
Super. Okay, we have Amy Johnson here with Brown County Historical Society, and again, kick off to, this kind of the summer season, the crazy season. So we've got a couple things we're going to talk about. First of all, on the docket is the house thing.
Yes, the house.
The house
Houses
thing.
built as strong as time themselves. We'll be featuring 5 different houses. Being the Brown County Historical Society, of course, we're going to go around the county. We've got the W.W. Smith House in Sleepy Eye. We've got the Lair House in Springfield. We've got the Fender House in Milford. And then we've got Bingham Hall in New Ulm. And we've also got the Fritchie House in New Ulm. So we'll be talking about those. It's not just going to be about the architecture of the house, but also the builders of the house, the families that have lived there, and then just some tales of the house itself and its evolution over time.
Right.
So
We hope it's going to be interesting.
this program will be brought to you. Our
Yes.
presenter is going to be Lisa Besmer.
That's right. That's right.
The program is sponsored by Mary Hinley and Lisa Besmer of New Ulm Real Estate. So
And I have so enjoyed
oh,
meeting these people, and for like the Springfield Historical Society has just been incredible. So every single person has a story, and so these houses have stories, and that's the best part is these homes are beautiful, and you'll see pictures of the homes and the inside of the homes and so forth, but you'll really hear about the stories about the people that had the money to build these. Really, they were mansions at that time, so it's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I think we really opened a can of worms with this one.
Yeah, they
I
opened a
don't-
can of worms with me because now it's just like I
Let's
just
see.
love it. Yeah.
History and homes. How
Yeah.
much better can it get for you?
Yes, and there's so many, like you were saying, there's so many different homes in our county
Right.
that are beautiful. So it's just like, well, gosh, we could do another 50 next year. You know,
Right.
it's crazy how many
Right.
beautiful homes we have.
Well, that's
How
been
lucky
a
we
question
are.
that's come up a couple of times is how did you guys pick the houses?
Yeah.
And I almost feel like the houses kind of picked us.
I'm glad they had the houses picked before they asked me because, and they picked wonderful houses and houses like the Lair House in Springfield. I didn't even know anything about, but it is incredible, that story. So, so I'm glad you picked them because they're neat. They're really
There's
neat.
A long, long list. We could go on with this all the time. I would love to see this becoming something bigger where all this information is then compiled and this could be like a later publication of the homes of Brown County.
That's right. A coffee table book.
Yeah.
There you go.
It could be.
So that's Thursday, May 9th
Yes.
at Turner Hall.
It's at Turner Hall. Dinner starts at 6 o'clock and the program is at 7.
Okay, so I have until May 9th at 7 o'clock to get it put together, and we're going to be fine, yes.
Yes.
And it's going to be a good meal at Turner Hall, of course, so and tickets are available.
At the Chamber office and at the Brown County Historical Society. Ticket sales are supposed to go through the May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd.
Okay,
So,
so you've got some time, a little bit of time by the time this airs, so get your tickets as soon as you can. Then you've got a lunch and a bite that sounds really interesting.
yes.
Yes.
This is Carolyn Sowinski. She's visiting the state. She's from, I don't know if she's originally from here, but she's coming here for specifically for this presentation. And she's going to focus the middle part of it actually on Brown County residents who lost their life in the blizzard of 1873.
Wow. Wow.
So that will be
Yes.
how we're starting our Lunch and a Bite season this year. We have 7 programs actually scheduled for our Lunch and a Bite season this year.
Wow.
And we're really looking forward to all of them.
So this lunch and a bite will be at the annex.
Yep.
Starts at noon.
Yes, noon
Okay.
on Thursday, May 23rd, noon.
Okay, and
Annex.
it's free, but
It's
you need
free.
to register.
Yeah, so for the Lunch and a Bite programs, if people could please register in advance, that would be greatly appreciated because there is only so much capacity to the annex. So you can call the Brown County Historical Society at 507-233-2616, 507-233-2616, and they will hold your spot for you.
Okay, and again,
Yep.
it's free. It's just that they
It's
want
free.
to have a head count.
Yep. And again, this is something that comes up sometimes. We do not provide lunch.
Right.
It's over the lunch hour, and so, at one point, people, this is probably before COVID, would probably more bring their lunch and
Yeah, there's a
brown
few
bag
people
it.
that I'll see that'll bring their
Yep.
lunch, but yeah.
You are
yeah.
more than welcome to bring your lunch to Lunch and a Bite.
But you are not going to get lunch
But we will
served
not
by
be
email.
providing lunch.
That's right, that's right. But it's nice to be able to, it usually lasts about an hour,
Yep.
and you can get back to work, so it is during your lunch
Yep.
hour, so it's really neat.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
fun.
45 minutes with 15
Yeah.
for questions, so.
Different,
join
yeah,
us.
it's fun, it's
Yeah.
fun. And then the historic Kiesling House.
Yes.
That the city owns, but you do the programming
Yep.
for the Kiesling House, that'll open,
That's gonna open, the Kiesling House opens on Friday, May 24th.
okay?
And then it goes on, we staff it Fridays and Saturdays. This year, we changed the hours a little bit. It's gonna be 11 to 3 on Fridays and Saturdays.
Okay, 11 to 3, both
Yep.
Friday and Saturday, every weekend until Labor Day.
Until Labor Day.
Okay,
Yep, mhm.
okay, okay.
So-
And then there'll be different programming every weekend too.
On Saturdays, maybe not every weekend, but we do have kind of some heritage craft people come in generally, whether it be, a shoemaker or a leather worker or how to make coleslaw or something
Right,
like that. So
right. Butter making. in
Butter
June
making,
and-
yep.
Right, right. So, so the drop-in demonstration schedule coming soon, it
Yes.
says, yes.
Yep.
And admission is only $3.
$3.
But if you're a
Yep.
member, it's free.
if you're a member of the Brown County Historical Society, it's free. And
why
then
wouldn't
4
you
and
want to be a
under.
member?
Yes.
Four and under is free,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. And then the beloved
Woohoo! I know what you're gonna say. Popcorn wagon. Yes. And
How
this
lucky we
year,
are to have that out again,
for
yes.
sure. So this year, the popcorn wagon is turning 110 years old.
Wow.
So we're going to be celebrating this all season long. So there might be some special, partnership, joint days, events. But anyways, the popcorn wagon will begin on Saturday, May 25th. We want to thank Bank of Midwest for sponsoring the popcorn wagon again this year. We greatly appreciate that.
And Yvonne Weber, who has
Yeah,
taken this popcorn
absolutely.
wagon on. I mean, she is the popcorn lady
She
of
is. Yes.
our world. Yes.
Yep, so the popcorn wagon is one of our largest fundraisers, and it's all volunteer run. Volunteer coordinator Yvonne Weber, who lines up the volunteers, and then a team of volunteers, just people who are truly devoted to the popcorn wagon. So popcorn wagon will be out for 10 appearances as general this year. Usually kind of corresponds with some other special events that are going on in New Ulm, like Oktoberfest or Spiking in the Street or something like that. So the calendar is probably available on our website.
It is. Yes,
Yep.
that's where I got it. Yes. So, and it's so easy now to just like pull in
Yeah.
and grab a couple bags because you're always in
Yes.
by the gas station,
Yep.
by the gas pumps.
Yep, so we're usually out by the gas pumps. Like for something like Oktoberfest, the popcorn wagon will go out
Yeah.
and join the fray, join the party, I guess. But otherwise, it's been staying out by the gas pumps. So come enjoy some popcorn. We're gonna also, thank you to Ernestins very much for your donation as well. We'll be having Buddy's Orange and Grape this year, and also 1919.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, they
Okay.
donated some of that for us, so.
The other thing, now that I just said the gas pumps, a couple of years ago, you had those recreated or redone. So if you've got your classic car, I've seen people where
Yes.
they'll post it on Facebook.
Right.
And they'll pull their classic car and take a beautiful picture. So
Right.
I
It
bet
is
you,
a great
yes.
photo opportunity. Popcorn wagon, restored gas pumps, classic car.
Classic cars. I mean, what more could you want?
Quite a scene.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else coming up that?
Let's see. Well, I just wanted to mention some exhibits that will
Oh,
be
yeah.
opening. The Rise and Fall of the Flower Industry will be coming in May. So we
Okay.
look forward to that one.
That's
Would
gonna
have been
be
nice to
great.
have known a little bit more about that when we're doing this house stuff, because
Yeah, that's
there's
gonna be-
definitely some tie-in
Oh,
with
definitely
the
some ties.
houses
Yes.
in the flower industry in
Right.
New Ulm.
Right.
And then also, let's see,
Is that going to be on the first floor or second floor?
That's going to be on the second
Second floor,
Kind of
okay.
where we do the holiday exhibit
Sure,
with Menzel
okay.
Village Buds. And then you have some time to come in and still see Gut Heil, the New Ulm's and Turner
Okay.
Town exhibit. But we will be moving out of that probably late summer because, again, there's a lot going on this year. 110-year-old popcorn wagon. It's also the 170th anniversary of the founding of New Ulm.
That's
So
right.
we're going to have an exhibit on that too, but that won't be coming in until like later fall.
Okay.
So, or late summer, early fall. So come on in and see Gut Heil if you are interested in learning more about New Ulm as a Turner town.
Right. Right.
Yes.
So lots of fun happenings.
Lots of fun.
Lots.
And then we have a new guest curator that's coming in May too.
Wow.
Yes, her name is Lauren Levon. You may know her as
No.
Lauren McMacken.
I do know her.
Yes, she is going to be showing her collection of photographs that includes like miscellaneous travel pictures, natural parks, pets, and portraits. So that
Okay.
will be coming in mid-May as well.
Okay. All
So
right.
there's just a lot going on.
That's right. And then besides everything else, then you've got the one-room schoolhouse coming up in June,
Yes.
and you'll have the schoolhouse open for the Brown County Fair.
Yes.
So
Yeah, so if you're thinking about your summer plans for the kids, we do have some dates chosen for one-room schoolhouse. So June 18th and June 20th. It's a Tuesday and Thursday. You only have to attend one day. It's kind of like a one-day program in
Right.
the morning. If you really want to go to both of them, that would be great too. So one-room schoolhouse will be happening again this year.
and if you didn't do it, I had my kids in it, and it really is. I mean, it's a lifelong memory. It really is. They can dress up. They
Yep.
bring their lunch in a pail,
Yep.
and
Play hoop and stick out in the schoolyard,
Right.
or
they're completely immersed in that time
in the
period.
experience.
Yes.
In all different ages, doing different lessons in the schoolroom together.
Right. What ages do they have to be? First
I think
through
it's first
six
through
or something, or
5th or 6th.
okay.
Yep.
So check the website also, and you'll have
Yeah.
more information on that. I'm
So-
sure too. Yeah. But that's coming up
It's
too.
fun.
So fun time at the
Everywhere.
museum.
Where? Everywhere.
Exactly,
Gas
everywhere.
pumps or
That's
Kiesling
right.
House or
Exactly.
fairgrounds, wherever.
That's right. That's right. All right. Thanks, Amy.
All right, thank you.
We have Sarah Wormka joining us from the New Ulm Chamber of Commerce, and it is kickoff for the chamber also. So New Ulm, be ready. There used to be a little sign that would hang in people's windows.
Company is coming.
Yeah, company is coming.
I've
That's it.
heard
There's
of
a little
this.
slogan that, yes, KNUJ would play
KNUJ
it. Company
had
is
it?
coming, and
Yeah,
make sure that
yeah.
everything is cleaned up in your yard and so forth. So
Yeah.
let's do that. Okay.
Right,
So we've got some
absolutely.
stuff coming up. So first of all,
Yeah.
let's Lead with Impact, the leadership series.
Yeah.
That is still, is this the last month now? Or-
Yes,
okay,
in May. Yep, exactly. So there's 2 sessions in May, and it is a series, but people can sign up for just one.
Okay.
For example, the May 2nd one, I don't know when this is going to air, but that one's really about navigating challenges. And it's not just for business people, it's for anyone who wants
Okay.
to, have some professional development or work on just, it's always good, if you like to read self-improvement books or listen to podcasts, anything that, this is for you too. So it's on problem solving, so that's always good. Navigating challenges with ease and with energy. The speaker, Ann Vogt, she's just so high energy. I don't know if
She
you've met
is,
her. Yes,
yes.
so great.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's the last series session in this is on May 16th, and it's on collaborations, right? So working with each other and how to work together and using each other's strengths. But it's been a really great series just to work on leadership development. The sessions are held at the Armory at the National Guard Field Maintenance Facility.
And I heard it's
beautiful
beautiful.
setting. Yes,
Yes.
it's such a great place to just meet and hang out for a couple hours. Breakfast is included. It's from 8 to 10:30 in the
Do you have
morning.
to pre-register, or can you
do.
show up or pre-register?
Yes, you have to
Okay,
pre-register.
okay,
Yeah, which
okay.
you can do at newulm.com or just
Okay.
give us a call at the chamber.
Sounds good. They both sound really interesting.
Yeah,
actually.
they're
Yes.
really good.
Yes. And then we've got a fun thing coming up, Business of the Year celebration. They're really having a party.
Yeah, we're excited to party with them
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Yes, so of course our business of the year, large business GSM and small business Becky Bakes. So we got together and decided, what do you guys want to do? How do we want to recognize this? And they want to have a party. Just open it up to the community. Anyone can come, free to come, no registration, no RSVP. It's going to be on May 21st. At GSM,
Okay.
which is on 1500 North Front Street.
Okay,
down-
so
down-
new location for them if you are thinking Third North. They're farther out in a beautiful area. So,
Yes,
yeah,
on Front Street
beautiful new
there.
building.
Yep, and they're gonna have a huge tent out in the parking lot.
Okay.
There's gonna be a beer garden, and actually all the proceeds for the beer garden go to Numa's House, which
Okay.
is another very worthy
Yes.
organization and a chamber member. And there's gonna be live music.
Oh, wow, okay.
It's just there's gonna be raffle like door prizes. You can
Okay.
sign up to win. So two of the biggest door prizes are cupcakes for a year
Oh,
from Becky Bakes.
Lord
Who doesn't
almighty,
want
yeah,
that?
exactly.
And then GSM is giving away a Mini Max green egg grill.
Oh,
so-
wow.
Yeah, isn't that
okay,
cool?
that's great.
Yeah,
Okay,
for
so
sure.
that's from 4 to 6?
Yes.
Does that sound right?
Yep,
Okay.
on May
so
21st.
Tuesday, May 21st, 4 to 6. And come, don't have to pre-register and
no,
just come
no,
and,
just
and,
come.
and celebrate with
And
them.
celebrate them and their
Yes.
accomplishments and
That's
get
right.
inspired and
Right.
just, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's good. And maybe you'll even have a chance to look at their old car. I love GSM's old car that they redid.
That
Or
was
old
really
truck, I
cool.
should say. It really
Yeah.
is, but
Well, and
that's
if you
great.
and if you haven't been there before, then too, yeah, their storeroom will be
Yes,
open,
it's
so you can go
really
in and
neat.
see the appliances and the different things too. So.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a neat story. Yes. Okay, what else you got coming up?
Well, I wanted to talk about the downtown flowers, right?
Oh,
They're so
yes, they are beautiful.
Yes, and so last year we started a partnership with the Minnesota Valley Funeral Home, which they're continuing again. So they're giving a large portion of funds, and they're having plaques recognizing all the families that they served the year before. So
Oh,
all the
neat.
families who passed away in 2022 will have a placard that will be, or excuse me, 2023 will have a placard. So you can go around and find, which we did last year too. I don't know. Yes, and so.
I kind of forgot about that. That's
yeah,
neat.
Isn't that
It is
awesome?
neat, yes.
It's just
yeah.
such a great.
So you can
great way
walk
for
around
them
and
to-
look for your
Yeah.
departed's
Right.
name.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's neat.
We are still accepting donations to cover the rest of the costs.
Okay.
Of course, that put us so close to the goal. But
Mm-hmm.
so if anyone does want to still donate, we'll accept donations at the chamber. And then what we need to talk about here is flower waterers.
Right.
So the watering program for these downtown flowers, which are beautiful, is all volunteer run. So the city has a cart. There's a coordinator who runs it, so really just looking for anyone who wants to volunteer their time and water these flowers. So the commitment, they're looking for weekday as well as weekend, and so the commitment is that you would sign up for a week or a couple weeks or a weekend or a couple weekends, and then you get trained on it. It takes about 3.5 hours a day, which is quite a commitment, but you can do it whenever you want. If you want to get up at 4 a.m., or whatever, whenever you want to do
Or
it.
if you want to do it evenings.
Do it in the
doesn't
evening.
matter, right?
Yep, in the middle,
Okay.
whenever you want to do
Okay.
it. Yep. So that flexibility is there as well. And if it rains more than 1/4 of an inch, you don't have to do it.
Okay,
You
okay.
need to be 16 with a driver's license. So if anyone's got confirmation kids that need some
Some
hours or
service
anything,
hours,
yep.
yes.
So that would be good.
And
or
I
even-
usually want 2 people too, right?
Yeah, right,
Okay,
right. Yeah. So
okay.
if you have someone even a little bit younger,
Yeah.
the adult could drive, and then someone could,
Do the watering
ride
part,
with and water.
right.
Yep, yep.
So it takes about 3.5 hours to finish all the watering.
Because
Okay.
it's a lot. We have
It's
a lot of beautiful
yeah.
flowers, which
Because
is
it's
awesome.
also, I mean, Minnesota Street, but
Broadway,
it's also
too.
Broadway, yeah,
Mhm. Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not it, I mean, it sounds, they're so beautiful, so it's
Right.
just like, oh, come on, we
If
gotta
we
keep
can do
doing
our,
this.
everyone does it just a little bit
That's
to do their
right.
part, and then more hands lighten the load, right? And so
Exactly.
hopefully we can get a few more.
That's
But
right.
if anyone is interested, just contact the city or the chamber, and we can
Okay.
get you in touch.
Sounds good.
Good.
Okay. And then we've got farmer's market.
So this is fresh
As
off
everyone
the-
is busy planting their gardens right now, think about
right.
this.
Yes. Yes. So new this year, the chamber is taking on the farmers markets. We still have support from KNUJ. They're still helping through the process, but it's going to be a chamber run farmers market this year. So we are moving locations. It was at Cashwise and on German Street last year. This year, German Street's going to be torn up, so we had to find a new location. So we did, and we found a great visible location. It's right downtown on Broadway. So First South and the Ada Zinnia parking lot is where it's
Okay.
going to be.
Oh,
So if you know where
okay.
Ada Zinnia is,
Yes.
it'll be in that parking lot as well as the street alongside there.
Okay,
And there's a public
Oh, okay.
parking lot right there, like
Okay.
behind Ada Zinnia's parking lot.
yes.
They got the
Between,
greenhouse.
between them and
Anytime Fitness. Exactly.
Right.
So
Oh,
that's,
a
a
good
public parking spot.
Right.
And then there's plenty of parking on the street there as well. But the first market starts on Thursday, June 20th, and then
Okay.
Saturdays from June 22nd, and then they run throughout the whole summer, throughout the fall, and through Oktoberfest
Okay, so
weekend.
it'll always be Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Thursdays
I'm
and
sorry,
Saturdays.
Thursdays and Saturdays
Yes.
is, okay,
Thursdays from 2:30 to 5:30.
Okay.
Saturdays from 9 to noon.
okay.
And so, we're working on making this making it, just a really active and vibrant and thriving event in our downtown. So we're adding live music and kids activities. I already know the Grand has a portable press that they're gonna come and have kids and adults can do projects on that. And then, we'll have live music and just anything else. So if anyone wants to contribute and do something potentially, hopefully, for the kids, please let us know. We do have a website that's up now. It's newulm.com/farmersmarket.
Okay.
And that's where we'll have the schedule of events as it gets closer.
Okay.
And more information about the event.
And if you want to be a vendor, you should go to there too.
Yep,
Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
yep. So the registration information is all on the website.
Right.
It's very affordable to be a vendor there. We want to make it accessible. There's also a youth option too for kids, anyone under 18 that wants to
Okay.
have a booth there. Yeah, it's
okay.
just $10. So
Yeah.
really.
It'll be,
Yeah,
Just
we're really
taste all that
excited.
good garden stuff right now. It's
I
going to be
know,
wonderful
I know.
and good visibility too.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, good.
That sounds good. And then you've got fun. You've got cars coming to town.
Yeah.
So this is neat.
Yeah, it is for sure. So some local downtown businesses wanted to do a roll-in, so we're supporting that. So there's going to be 3 roll-ins downtown New Ulm for classic cars and bikes that want to come downtown. So we're going to close the streets on Friday evenings. The dates are June 14th, July 12th, and August 16th.
Okay.
So come downtown starting at 4:30, and the car show kind of part, the roll-in will go until 9, but there'll be live music, and that live music will go until 1 a.m.
Wow,
So it'll
okay.
just kind of be a nice
And how
3 more
perfect. Come down and
opportunities.
have some, look at the old cars, have some ice cream and,
Yes,
or
right.
have a drink and
Well,
a
and-
supper.
and you can-
So it's great.
Yep, and the bars are going to extend their liquor license into the street, so you
Okay.
can stop at anywhere from what is it, 3rd North through 1st South.
Okay.
So all the way, they're all extending their liquor license. You can go into any of them, hop into Sweet Haven Tonics or Rodney's or wherever you want
Yeah.
and get a drink, and you can go bring it out and enjoy looking at the cars too.
Oh, that sounds like a perfect
Or ice
night.
cream, or get some takeout from
Yes.
the Legion and go sit outside. And
That
yeah,
sounds
for
great.
sure.
Sit on one of the parklets and enjoy.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yes. It's going to be a fun summer.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. And Sarah's guaranteeing that every one of those 3 dates, the weather is going to be perfect.
No rain.
So get your cars ready.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, anything else?
Should we do a teaser? We've got a
Abso-
teaser.
oh,
It's
this
really
is
fun.
a good one. Okay,
So-
this is good.
This is good, yes. So obviously we have a lot of things between now and September, but the Twins have reached out to New Ulm and they want us to partake in their German Heritage Night. They're doing a series of heritage nights, Norwegian and whatever, they're all Irish. But they reached out to New Ulm because of our German heritage, which is so cool.
It is.
So we're running with it. So Herman the German, so sorry, did I say the date yet? September 27th.
September 27th.
Yes, it's
okay.
a Friday night game at the Twin Stadium
Okay.
at Target Field. And so we get the first pitch. So it'll be Herman the German pitching it to catcher Terry Steinbach, right? New Ulm native.
Oh,
and,
super cool.
Yep. So that's exciting. And then during the 7th inning stretch, we'll have Dane Stutchman
Oh,
doing
fun.
the polka for the Take Me Out to the Ball game. We also have an area outside of Gate 6 where we'll have games and giveaways and, what was I going to say? Oh, the Narin. The Narin are going to be there and lots of things. So we're
What a
looking.
great way to showcase New Ulm.
I know, isn't that fun? We get to put our commercial up on the big screen. The announcers are going to be talking about it. We're also organizing potentially. I mean, this isn't 100%, but I'm guessing it'll happen to bring a bus or two down
Okay.
too.
Oh,
So,
good,
so
good.
that people can have easily accessible
to
transportation
worry
to and
about
from the
parking
game.
and
Don't
so
have to worry
forth.
about
Right,
it. Right,
right.
exactly.
Oh,
And the
that sounds fun.
camaraderie of how fun will that be?
That
Yeah.
does sound fun.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more to come.
That's
But put
good.
the date on your calendar now, Friday, September 27th.
So if you see Bryce, maybe you just want to try to toss, practice with him a little. Yeah, it'll be
He's
good.
so
It is.
excited.
That'll be super. Yeah,
That'll be fun.
yeah, yeah. And I'm sure Braxton, his son, is even more
I
excited. So
know,
that sounds great.
right?
That sounds
Yes,
fun. So
absolutely.
you've got a lot of fun stuff. We've got Business of the Year. We've got some things coming up this summer. So,
yeah.
and then the tour buses will be coming in.
Yeah,
and-
tourism season.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's right. Okay.
Lots going on.
Company's coming.
Somebody's coming.
We'll be right back. I love that slogan.
I
don't
do
know-
too.
I wonder if they
And
still
actually-
have it.
They do, because they
do?
sometimes play it on KNJ.
Okay.
It's still kind of catchy.
It is. It is.
The news comes.
It was always even at the bank, when I was at Franzen, we had a slogan. That was when we were State Bank. And, Hy-Vee, there's a smile in everyone. Those things stick with you forever.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like people like the bank, I don't even know if they even have a slogan anymore, but I mean, they kind of moved away. And it's kind of like, no, I think, company's coming. I mean, that was how long ago? And it's
Yeah,
still,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
What were you
it's
going to
good.
say about your colors?
Oh, we have Paula Marty with us from Morgan Creek Vineyards, and it's always fun to find out what is happening out there because not only is the wine delicious, but it's such a beautiful spot besides.
It's sort of a sanctuary,
It
isn't
is.
it?
It really
and that's
is.
the intent. I mean, we have worked very hard to make it, I guess what I could say, serene maybe,
It
so
is.
that it's not a place where we're hooting and hollering necessarily, but we have
Except on the Grape Stomp
the
Day.
Grape Stomp Day, right? Yeah, there's a few of those days actually. We'll have a Bacchus Festival this month that we'll talk about. We'll have some music and some fun and dancing there for that too. But yeah, we try to keep a kind of a small farm country feel and invite people to come out and understand that we're part of the Minnesota River Valley in the beautiful, gorgeous creek area that's a tributary to the Minnesota River, and all of that is a part of who we are, which is part of nature and how we express that through our product. Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so we've got some things going on starting in May. So we've got
Right.
My Fest is probably the season opener,
That
right?
is always our season opener,
yes.
Lisa, and we usually have music throughout the day. That's first jazz night of the season as well. That starts at 6:30 to 9 p.m. And then we usually have a garden hat day. Wear your garden hat if you want. We do give a discount on drinks that day as well. And we're
Okay.
also kicking off a new drink this year, which is a wine frappe. So in the spirit of cocktails and mocktails and all of that, this will be an alcoholic wine frappe, which is an iced wine. Sort
Oh,
of.
that
So
sounds-
it's not an ice wine, but icy
Right.
cold wine. So,
Right.
and I've got my granddaughter will be doing all the cocktails for that, so it should be fun that day. We're going to
Oh,
have a good
that's
time.
fun.
But then we also have our yoga brunch and yoga will return,
Mm-hmm.
and happily I can say we are going to have that on Saturday, the day before Mother's Day. So if you can't do a Sunday Mother's Day event, come to Morgan Creek Vineyards. You can do a Saturday morning Mother's Day brunch and yoga.
And yoga.
So we'll have yoga that morning beginning at 10, and then following that we'll have brunch. We'll start at 11 o'clock. So that's all set to go, and we have a few surprises on our brunch menu for that morning as well. And then, of course, every Saturday we have jazz night, so that's back with the Jim McGuire Jazz Trio, who was just a few years ago inducted into the Minnesota Music Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
And then alternating with Jim's trio, we have Ben Marty Jazz Trio, and has a great following. And then always on Friday nights is our Wind Down for the Weekend. So Wind Down for the Weekend is part of our musical heritage, and George and I are both classical musicians.
Yes.
Our son Ben is trained classical musician. He is an accompanist professionally. He's worked at Gustavus Adolphus as an accompanist and at MSU, at Mankato State University. So he's very busy, always accompanying students with their final recitals, their senior recitals, and he also performs with a lot of groups there as well. So, but we're fortunate to have him every Friday evening
And it's
for a
amazing.
set of
Yes.
classical music, and it's our heart, sort of, you know.
Yes.
So no one else is doing classical music around, and so we get a really wonderful audience that's very appreciative. And on the third Friday of every month, starting in May, we'll have opera a la carte. And that is, we're very fortunate to have Dr. Stephanie Thorpe from MSU who comes, and she and Ben do about 30 minutes of the evening. They do 30 minutes focused on opera cuttings, arias, art song, and it's just beautiful. It's just so fun. And you hear all these birds singing around us, and the
Yes.
creek rolling by,
Bubbling
and
through.
Stephanie singing away. It's really, really a beautiful time, really beautiful time.
It
But we're
is.
going to have a special thing happening on Friday, May 10th.
Okay.
Krista Bowman's son, Jeremy, who
Oh.
is a cellist, we are going to be supporting a fundraiser for him that night. So
Oh,
we'll have a
neat.
little bit more on Facebook, so
Okay.
let people know about that. But he
So
would
that's
like
Friday,
to go,
May 10th.
That's
Okay.
Friday night, May 10th, as a
Okay.
part of our Wind Down for the Weekend. Jeremy is trying to raise money so he can go to a 2-week string conference or string training session, 2 weeks at Stevens Point in Wisconsin.
What
And
a great cause.
I
It's
know, and he
wonderful.
needs the money.
Yes.
So we have a great audience for
Yes.
him, and we're excited to hear him play. And what I'm excited about is see Ben and him play some pieces
Yeah.
together where Jeremy can show off his skills, and
Right.
so we're really looking forward to that. We haven't curated that yet, what it'll all be about, but it'll be a combination of classical piano and then Jeremy's pieces, and we'll see how that all works together. And hopefully we can get him another time before he goes off to camp, so we can give him a little more booster money for
Yeah, that's
supporting
right.
the arts that way.
So
yeah.
you'd have Morgan Creek wine, you'd have beautiful music, conversation with friends, and
Right.
wood-fired
So just
pizzas.
come and hang out.
Yes,
Just
exactly.
come and hang
It
out.
sounds wonderful.
And then,
Yeah.
and then middle of the month, we'll have our Bacchus Festival.
Okay,
And
that is
that's
going
been a
to-
tradition for 26
Yes.
years now, 26 years. And that day, we're going to have a giveaway. And the giveaway will be a part of the celebration of what Bacchus Festival means. Bacchus is the spirit of fertility and fruitfulness. And you may remember seeing little Bacchus statues drinking wine and grapes and feasting. It's sort of a feasting and maybe a gluttonous sort of feeling about all that. But what it represents is the abundance of what we have. And it's directly connected to the energy of nature. And that's what we're working with our artists as well. So we bring artists to Morgan Creek Vineyards, Cam Johnson, and then Madison Marty from Minneapolis. They'll be there on the Bacchus Festival Day, and we've done some commissions with Cam, which we're going to feature during the German Wine Fest coming up in July, which we can talk to you more about that. But the giveaway will be a weekend Friday night and Saturday night at the Sheridan Hotel in downtown Minneapolis.
Oh, my goodness.
So it will be a beautiful way to celebrate the spirit of Bacchus, which is to get away, to relax, to enjoy, and hopefully they can go up to Minneapolis and enjoy some of the art up there and things
That's
that are going
right.
on up there.
That's
So
right.
we'll have a little bit more about that on our Facebook page. And I just want to say we have 2 new Facebook pages.
Right.
It's complicated.
Yes.
Because we got seriously hacked.
I was awful last year.
It was
awful. If
before-
you follow them on Facebook, it was just like, you've got to be kidding.
I was
Yeah.
in tears half
Yes,
the
I
month.
believe it.
It was just awful. So we started 2 new pages. So we encourage everybody to look for those pages.
Okay.
And one is Morgan Creek Vineyards food and wine. So
Okay.
we will focus on our monthly specials, the kinds of foods we include and pair with our different wines. And then the other page is Morgan Creek Vineyards events.
Okay.
So we'll try and keep them separate, but I surely will use them all to
Right.
promote what we're doing.
Right.
And then we'll have reels and stories and things like that as I figure out how to make them.
And hopefully the hackers will stay away from.
Yeah,
Yes.
I learned a lesson. You have to have a second administrator. That's one thing, and I should have responded to this hack a lot sooner, but they really dug in. They have all my photos for since 2010. It was very sad.
It was.
Anyway,
It
sad.
was. But we've got
we're-
some new
I
things, so
think
just,
we're
so
good
make sure
this
to
year.
make sure to find them
Yes,
on Morgan Creek
Morgan-
events or
Events.
Morgan Creek Food and Wine.
Food and wine, and
Okay,
that's where
follow those.
that's where we'll also promote our Bacchus giveaway.
Okay.
Just like nature gives away in abundance, we are going to be giving away in abundance too.
Yes.
So between our My Fest celebrating the return of summer and spring seasons, the seasonality of what we do because we're so connected to agriculture and the rhythm of the seasons. So with music and the seasonal changes, we change with our music, our yoga series, our food. Every month we produce a food special that highlights the produce of the season that's coming out of this wonderful earth. And we connect with all of our local growers to do that. So we have, and I'll name those as we go on to the next month's what's available. But we're so fortunate to have family CSAs, family farms
We
are
are.
producing so much produce, and rightfully so because we have the most fertile land in the world
We do,
here in the
yes.
Minnesota River Valley, and everything that grows around this Great Lakes region is high abundance in terms
Mm-hmm.
of food. So between the return of spring and Bacchus, we
And
have to get
Bacchus
in line.
is when you bring out your spring wine, right?
Well, we have several wines that we'll be
Okay,
featuring. One will
okay.
be Bison Blue,
Okay,
which
yes.
has always been one.
Yes.
We have a new menu item, Fondue Blue, it's called. Fondue Blue.
Okay.
It's a blue fondue with bison blue.
Okay.
It's a pairing, and we'll be
Oh,
serving it
interesting.
as a fondue with wine. So,
Okay.
and then our Gavia, which is kind of a kickoff. This is a new wine for us, and it's named after the North American loon.
Okay.
Gavia immer are the species of birds that water dive.
Okay. Oh,
Gavia
okay.
immer.
Okay.
That's the scientific name for that particular species of bird. So it's not just the loon, but it's any of the birds that dive in the water to get their food. They're from the Gavia immer species. So
Okay.
Gavia is what we decided to name it.
Neat.
And then all of these little image and icons on here are part of our summer herbs that grow at Morgan Creek Vineyards, and we put those in our compost. Those
It's just
are
neat how
yeah. So
Even your label is so, yeah, the loon, everything. It's just
everything's in
neat.
there. It's all
Wonderful.
included.
Yes.
And this will be some of the artwork that also expresses our seasonality too. And Cam Johnson will be coming at the Bacchus Festival, so people will be able to see his work there. And then Madison Marty makes art glass, and she hand paints glass, and she does a glass. It's called the Loon. She has Minnesota 10 Lakes, but they're all hand painted. And the one I featured, she did a custom glass, wine glass for us, wine glass in several different styles, and she featured the dandelion. So,
Oh, neat.
So yeah, we're real excited about working with her on that. So
It's going to be a fun season.
it
Very
will.
fun.
I hope so. And
Yes.
thanks for your opportunities here to share it with
Absolutely.
everybody in the local area.
So just make sure you check out their website or their new Facebook pages. And yes,
And we're catching up with all of that. So be
Exactly.
patient. We'll get
That's
it out.
right.
All
Just-
stuff will be on their Facebook website, whatnot. So,
Perfect.
yeah,
Sounds
good.
good.
So it should be a good season.
right. Thanks, Paula.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right.
Bye-bye.
all right, I am here now with Pat Eckstein and Harvey Stoddick, and they are representing the German Bohemian Heritage Society. So we were just laughing before about how everyone in our area is really interconnected, or we know, oh, that one, and I love that kind of stuff. So you guys have some really interesting things coming up. So should we talk first of all, how easy it is to become a member, which I did just yesterday, and it really took like 2 minutes and you were done. So maybe explain a little bit about being.
And it was online.
Yes, it was
Well, that's
wonderful.
good news.
You just
Yeah.
filled in a couple things.
Yep.
You can pay with PayPal, or you can send a
Yeah,
check, I'm
or,
sure.
I think you can use any credit card for that matter, or a check. There's different.
It was very easy,
Yeah.
very easy to become a member. And then once I'm a member, then what do I all get?
Well, you get access to the website, which has lots of information, thanks to people that have worked hard at doing it, mainly Gary Wilczek, the late Gary Wilczek. Thanks to him for our website, as it is spelled out in detail what's in our library, where it might be found, and we can easily access that and get people to the area of the research library where they might find what they're looking for.
So the library, when is that actually, like if I want to physically go into the German Bohemian Society library, when is that open?
Well, I can't.
We have a member, Bill Fosnach. He's a board member.
Okay.
And he's from Mankato, and he's with the Mankato German Club in Mankato, and he was volunteered to be open two Saturdays of the month. The
Okay.
first Saturday and the third Saturday.
Okay.
And he's been there since about a year ago.
Okay.
Doing that, and so those are hours, and they're from 10 o'clock in the morning until
2 or 3. I would say.
2 o'clock.
Okay.
And
And you're
then-
located at the Grand Center for Arts and
Yep, on
Culture.
the third
That's right.
floor.
Third floor,
And
okay.
if you're real nice, this guy will take you there in between.
Okay,
He's
call,
got it for-
call for appointment, huh?
yeah, and if you're at the Grand and are wondering, if you look at a listing, an index on it, might you be able to see through the window of the Grand. My name is down there with my telephone number, and I live in New Ulm, so I'd be eager to come and open it up and show people what might be available and what they're looking for.
So you'd have like family files, like you'd have like an Eckstein file, and you
Yep.
might have some
Yep.
things in there also, okay?
Well, that's just a part of it, I would say.
Okay.
Because there's, 1,100 books. Some are in Czech, some are in German, and some are English. And they are, if you want to look a particular town up or whatever, I'd say we got one of the best libraries in the United States for sure. And I would want to say the world, but that's maybe stretching it a little.
Oh, let's stretch
But
it.
it's
Yeah.
a real good library for finding
Bohemian,
Bohemian, German history, maybe where your ancestors came from. In fact, when you talk about that, I started after that TV show Roots. You remember that? That kind of asking my parents and uncles and aunts and Muttersdorf. I went to the library looking for Muttersdorf, Austria. Could not find it, and I was frustrated, and I happened to mention it to Kimberly's grandfather, Dr. Schwerman. He said, what year did you look at? What difference does that make?
right.
He said, all the difference in the world, whether it's before or after World War I. Got an old map, and bingo, there it was, just as quick as can be. And, but obviously, Doc Schwerman would know that, which I didn't. But,
So in our area, the Bohemians really came more in like the 1880s, would you say?
oh, my great-grandfather was 66, and
66, but kind of after the Dakota Uprising.
yeah, I would say that's,
Well, but quite a few of us were here in 1856. Our ancestors,
okay.
mine, and then there were quite a few. There were probably at least a couple of dozen German Bohemians that settled in this area during the before the Indian Uprising.
Okay.
And many of them though came after that, especially with the land that became available in different parts of the area.
Right, right. And if it wouldn't have been for our ancestors coming, we wouldn't have the great polka music and everything else, right?
It probably would have changed it quite a bit in this
Exactly.
area.
That's right,
in this area, but you would have had it back in Bohemia.
right.
Because that's really the heart of the polka music and the barn dance, wedding dance type of thing.
When I think of the Bohemians, I think of the polkas and the knippling and all
Yeah,
of
oh yeah,
our,
knippling.
different heritages that really the Bohemians,
Yep.
hard workers, farmers,
Yeah,
type thing
you're getting it.
yeah, darn proud of my Bohemian ancestry. That's right.
Okay.
So you've got a speaker coming up, this lady
Yeah.
here we should talk about. That's for your spring event.
Yeah, public meeting, social.
And anyone can come.
That's right.
Yes, yes. But it's, well, I imagine they could get the meal too. It's a meal, a social dinner, and then the speaker, Kimberly, and she wrote a book about her father, Where the Cloud Meets the Waters. In fact, some of the stories in here I remember Carlos telling me about, which some of them weren't in there. I
So
know
this is Dr. Kimberly Contag, so Carlos and Ann's daughter.
Yes, and
Right.
the book is mostly about him, but the whole family got deported. It was actually, well, you see it in the book, and it mentions it here, that he, the father, and the 4 children, I think it was, got deported from Ecuador to Germany, and then from there they even got split up a bit, made to live with different families, and they got together, I think, 46 or 47 after the war, but all the things that he went through during this time period. He mentioned how in Germany during the war, anesthesia was for the soldiers, but the civilians, not so much. They didn't get anesthesia, and he had a hernia. And the doctor said, I'm going to make this as quick as I can,
Oh my goodness.
but this is going to hurt. And then 4 strong men held his limbs, and he commenced to. And Carlos told me, he says, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, but it had to be done. And so he
what
had
happened.
surgery done without
Oh
anesthesia.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And it is just life as it was in Germany during the war.
Right.
And it was pretty gruesome.
So she's going to be talking about this book Friday, May 17th. It's at the New Ulm Country Club.
Yes.
Social hours at 5, German plate dinner at 6.
Yep.
And then 6:45, a short business meeting, and then followed by Dr. Kimberly
Yep.
speaking on it too. So, and if they want to get tickets, they should go onto your website, correct?
That's right.
Or they can contact you too, right, Pat? It would be,
Actually, if you want to just mail it to German Bohemian Heritage Society
Okay.
at Box
8.
822, New Ulm, Minnesota,
okay?
56073, or if there's any questions about the reservations in that, you can email Jenny Eckstein at jieckstein@comcast.net.
Okay,
Or there's a telephone number too, 507-217-7239.
and cost is $35.
Yes.
Which is a great, good supper and good program, so,
Yes.
yes.
And we have registrations, must be received, it says by Monday, May 6th. So that's an important date, and it's coming right up fairly quickly. And so we'd like people to be aware of this event that we have scheduled, and we think it'll be well attended.
And also become a member. I mean, the information that you have is really quite amazing. Yes, yes. Anything else that you guys are working on right now? I suppose constantly doing stuff in the library and helping people find their lineage.
Well, actually, our vice president is going to be putting the meeting on this year, which is kind of unusual, but our president does tours, and he's really very knowledgeable about the history, and he does tours to Bohemia and I think Luxembourg, but mostly Bohemia, because there's a few Luxembourgers laying around this town
Yes,
too.
there are, yes. Proud
And-
Luxembourgers, yes.
Okay, yeah, you're right. In fact, one of our board members is a Luxembourger also. But anyway, he's going to be on tour during that time. But he's very knowledgeable on this sort of thing.
Yes, yes.
So, but it's, anyway, that's Wade Olson. He does trips over there.
But the program itself that Dr. Kimberly is going to be presenting takes place or starts in 1942, excuse me.
42.
And it brings in an aspect of history for many of the folks because of the Secretive Enemy Control Act in the United States that was used probably to keep the citizens of the United States safe, but in the process, they affected German ancestry people from all around the world.
Yeah.
And not only Germans, but people of Italian heritage or Japanese heritage were treated the same way in this respect. And it was in an effort to keep Americans safe. But it affected German or Italian or Japanese people throughout all of
United-
America, Mexico, South America, and Central America.
Yep, yep. So,
I think it sounds pretty interesting, something that we don't hear of, so I think
No,
it's gonna be a
it's,
good,
it's a good learning lesson as to, I've said, we don't realize how lucky we are here. If my great-grandfather had not left Bohemia, I or my grandparents would have had to go through 2 world wars.
right,
I mean, literally in their
Thinking
homeland,
about that, right.
not a 5,000 miles away over there. It was
in
and
there.
would they be
I never thought
alive?
about that, right,
Would I be alive?
yeah,
I mean, would my grandfather have gotten killed, or my or my father?
right.
Well, it's just something to
It's
think
something,
about.
it is something to think about, that's right. Anything else that you guys wanna bring up about the society?
Well, about the society, we've got a few things going besides new members that we're getting. We get some interest in new members that have particular interest in the Gog House here in New Ulm. And one particular new member of our society takes a particular interest in that, and he has a connection with people in the entertainment industry out east. And the people out there are just doing things in their museum. And it was mentioned in the New York Post article that they're going to have a reading at this museum of the million cats, one that Gog's, and so that's happening in New York, and that's a connection with a new member to our society.
It's interesting how we
recently.
all collaborate together, isn't
Yep.
it? It's really neat, yes. All right,
Well, this looks to be looking really forward to hearing what Dr. Contag, Dr. Kimberly says, and she mentions that it will take you on a heartbreaking and a heartwarming journey. One of German Ecuadorian widowers and his 4 young children who were displaced by the secretive U.S. government act.
that sounds good.
So,
Well, I can tell you that this is a great society, and you always have very good speakers, and I look forward to listening to this one too. I think it's gonna be really good. So, thank you for coming today too.
Well, thank you for
yeah,
having us.
thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. We now have the MLC students here, and you're putting on Alice in Wonderland for the Children's Theater. And this has been, I remember when I was a little girl, this was a big thing. And so the schools, they bring from all around, Thursday and Friday, they'll be bringing buses, loads of students in. So kids really look forward to this. But let's first meet you guys and talk a little bit about you. So Emma Pufall and Nicole Schumann. So Emma, what year school, where are you from? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am from Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh my.
Yeah, I am a junior at MLC right now, and I am studying for elementary education and instrumental music education.
Oh, neat. Why would you come here from Phoenix and survive our, although this winter was really kind of nice.
It wasn't really winter.
No, it really wasn't. It's kind of like an Arizona kind of winter.
Yeah.
It was good.
I actually lived in Wisconsin until my senior year of high school.
Okay.
And then my family moved down that year, and I've
You stayed up here.
basically lived here more than I've lived in Arizona.
That's right. That's right. Okay, and Nicole, what about you? Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Mankato, so
Okay.
pretty close by. Not too much of
Yes.
a change for me. But I'm also a junior studying elementary education and then secondary English education.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, and you both live on campus, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. And so have you been involved in theater before? I know
Yes.
Emma has, because I've met her
have.
before, yes.
Yeah, I've been involved in theater since before high school.
Okay.
But freshman year till now, and next year I'll be doing theater for as long as I possibly
love
can.
it.
Oh, I
Yes.
love it so much.
Right,
I love
right.
it
So what
much.
is your role in Alice in Wonderland?
I am the director.
Okay, all right, okay, so, all right. And what about you, Nicole? Have you been in theater before?
Yeah, yep. Grade school, high school.
Okay,
I've
everything.
we've both been involved in pretty much every show at MLC too, which is.
And what is your role in this show?
I'm the producer.
Your producer, okay, director and producer, okay. And then how many actors, actresses are involved in this show?
We have 13
Okay.
cast members on stage.
Okay, and then like costume design, like who, like crazy, amazing. Like how many people are sewing right now?
Our biggest project for sewing was our cat costume, because we had a cat costume and we just added a bunch of fun colors to make it a little bit more magical.
Exactly.
But yeah, so our faculty advisor and I have been working a lot on how we can bring the costumes to life and how we can make that enhance the show, and they look really, really good. So I'm very excited.
Okay, so Thursday and Friday are for school programs only. It's not open to the public. But then on Saturday, May 4th, you've got a couple open to the public performances, right?
Yeah, yep. We've got one at 3 p.m. and then one at 7 p.m.
3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And how long, so if people have younger kids, how long does the play last about?
It lasts about an hour.
Oh, that's not bad. So even if you've got a younger one, an hour isn't, that's really okay. Okay, so how do they get tickets? Do they buy them at the door or ahead of time?
Yep, they're $3 for everybody at the door.
At the door, okay.
Yep, and we start selling 30 minutes before the show
Okay.
times.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. $3? I mean, really, yes. Yeah, it is a steal. It is good. That's good. Okay, and is there music with it also, or do you have?
So it always depends on the show, but for this year there are some songs in the show,
Okay.
which is really fun. And then we always end every single children's theater. We end with a curtain call dance.
Okay.
So the cast members come out, they do a little dance, hype the kids up, have a little fun, do their bows, and then we have confetti cannons at the end.
Oh, fun, fun. Okay, so then next year you guys are going to be seniors, and then will you be doing student teaching someplace then too?
We still have a full year of classes,
Okay.
and then we're 5-year students. So
Okay, you're 5-year students.
Yep,
Okay,
our
so then
fifth
you'll,
year is all
then you'll do student teaching after that, and then you'll get the calling.
yes,
Okay.
and then we'll be out in the
Okay.
real world.
All right. Okay, it sounds fun. Anything else about the play that people should know about? Just come and enjoy?
Yeah, it's based on Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So it's an adaptation of it. So Madge Miller took a bunch of different parts of it and put them all together in one. So it's really cool. That's kind of our goal with the show, is to follow Lewis Carroll's kind of vision of it,
Okay.
rather than like the Disney movie.
Right.
So that's kind of the idea and the vision for the whole show.
So don't expect to see the exact film of it.
No.
This is a
Right.
play, and enjoy the play
a little
part of it.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think it's just great for the young kids that are going to be coming on the buses to be able to see real theater, and how lucky we are that we've got MLC to be doing these children's programs
They're
every
gonna
year.
love
They are. They will. Just the costumes sound fun. Yeah, that sounds fun.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, girl. Thank you for coming today. This is going to be great. Yes, I know my grandkids are going to have fun.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. I am so excited because we've got not only, I mean, this is really exciting because you've got an author series, but we've got a new store coming to downtown New Ulm. It's called Luca Bookstore, and it's at address.
203 North Minnesota Street.
Okay, so the old Riverbend, if you want to go back as far as me, like the old Montgomery Wards or the old Ehlers building. So it's going to be so neat that we have a bookstore back in town again, which is wonderful. So you're kicking off the grand opening of your stores this month. And so tell us about the grand opening event.
Yeah, so we've got a whole slew of events that are happening kind of Thursday through Sunday of that week. Kicking off with Thursday, we have a local artist and architect, Wayne Walters, is doing a Style the Staircase. So one of the features in our store that I love is that we have this giant stairway that is capped off and it literally goes nowhere.
Right.
So we have free license. We plan to do something artistic with that, and we're asking for kids and adults to come and kind of walk through this guided, exercise to show us your ideas about how to do the stairwell.
Neat.
So that's at 4 o'clock on Thursday the 16th.
Okay, so it all starts Thursday, May 16th. Okay, May
Correct.
16th is the first day, and that's this. Okay, and then
Yep.
Friday, what do you have going on?
We don't have any specific events Friday. Saturday is our big day.
Yes, and it's big.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So we're partnering with the Gog House, and they are coming to do a pair of readings, one for Millions of Cats, and then the second is Nothing at All, which is the book that they're featuring this year.
Right.
And so they'll be selling books as part of that. Proceeds go to fund the Gog House. And then we'll be also hosting a 3 Minnesota author event that.
That's what I think is neat. Yes. So tell us a little bit about the 3 people that we've got.
Yeah, so we have Jess Lurie. I'll kind of go through them
Yep.
each. Jess is she writes thrillers and is from the St. Cloud area in Minnesota. She's best known for her The Quarry Girls, and has written a number of things. We sell a lot of her books. Christy Belcamino writes books about kick-butt female protagonists that she's kind of an Italian background. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. And then Sarah Stonich is a Minnesota Book Award winner for her book Laurentian Divide. But the 3 of them are friends. They're carpooling down here. They're gonna do a fireside chat and a book signing for us. So, yes.
So, and if you buy the book at your store, then you can have the author sign it, and
Yes.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that'll be on Saturday.
Yep, Saturday from 4 o'clock to 5:30.
Okay.
We have it's pre-registration required. It's $5 for a ticket, but the ticket turns into a coupon for whichever book you decide to take home.
So it's free basically.
Yeah.
Just because you can buy the book then afterwards.
Right.
That sounds wonderful.
Just helps us get a count.
Okay, so your bookstore, so first of all, you came to New Ulm, you and your husband came to New Ulm how many years ago?
5, going on 6 now.
Okay.
Yep.
But you weren't a bookstore owner then.
No. My retirement dream was to work in a bookstore, not own a bookstore, but work in a bookstore.
Right.
So.
And you were a nurse.
No,
you were.
I was an administrator. So
Okay.
I came to work with the medical center here.
Okay.
Supporting the clinic, and really had spent the last 15 years in healthcare leadership, and just felt a calling to do something more community-based. And this bookstores function naturally in that way.
I love this story. That's why I'm making her tell it, because it really is a neat story that you kind of went out on a limb and just felt like what your calling is, what you should be doing.
Yeah. So it feels like coming home.
That's right. So your bookstore, what will it all have in there? Like what kind of books?
Well, we're general interest. So everything from kids' board books and picture books to middle grade, young adult, adult fiction, nonfiction. We plan to carry a little bit of everything, specializing in Minnesota authors.
Okay.
So I really want to partner with local authors and artists. Part of what we'll have in the space is also an art gallery.
Okay.
And so the Gog House is doing that opening show for us, but we're also lining up other shows throughout the course of the year. And we're carrying sheet music and some basic instrument supplies, things like that too.
Wow.
So we want to kind of fill a lot of gaps in the community.
That's right. So are you going to will the store be the whole blueprint of like the old Christmas house, that whole area? That's a big area.
It is, yep.
Yes.
We will. So the retail operation is about, I don't know, a third to a half of that.
Okay.
But the rest of it, it's really intended to be a place where people gather. And whether they're there to buy a book or they're coming to enjoy a delicious sandwich provided by Goudas Essen out of our cafe, or Crush Shake, really whatever.
Okay.
We just want people to come.
So
be a part of
Goudas
it.
Essen is going to have a little deli in there as well.
Yes.
So like you could stop in and just grab a sandwich or a salad or something during the day also.
Yes.
And take it or eat there as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds fun.
Yes.
And anything else that's going to be in your store?
Yeah, Crush 8020 is also going to be operating
okay.
a mini location out of our space
Okay.
in the evenings and weekends when they're
Okay.
not open in their storefront today.
Okay.
So it'll be a smaller menu and some special things that are only available within Ulm Sweet Ulm and Luca Books.
Okay.
But yeah.
It's just, like you say, it's really going to cover a lot of different, I mean, trying to find sheet music in town really is impossible, so it's gonna
Yeah.
be great. Yeah, that sounds fun. So what are your hours going to be?
Yeah, Monday through Friday will be open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay,
And then Saturdays and Sundays will be 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
okay, so you've got a lot of hours to cover.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yeah.
that, I mean, that's the
It's
point.
fun,
We want to be
exactly.
available for people to, we want to increase foot traffic downtown because we have such great things. And
Right.
I think it just is going to take, you know, a couple of businesses to be able to do that, and it will help with creating a more vibrant area.
Exactly. Will you have like book clubs and stuff down the road as well too?
Yes.
Okay.
So on Sunday, the 19th of our grand opening weekend, we are hosting our very first silent book club, which basically is you show up with whatever book you're reading, and you have a chance to meet people and talk about, like, what do you like about this book or not like about the book, and learn what others are reading, and have an hour of uninterrupted reading time. Just cozy up in a nook somewhere in the
Right.
store, and then have a chance to talk about it if you want, and if not, that's fine too.
Okay.
Perfect for introverts.
That's exactly right. That's right. And just want to get like a quiet time away from family or whatever and just come and read.
Yeah.
How perfect.
Yeah.
This is really an exciting part of being, of downtown. So we're looking forward to that. So, so May 16th is the grand opening. Will you be open before that?
We will be,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, but we're not set in stone yet, because if
Softly
you drive
open.
by now, it's kind of like, okay, it's a work in progress right now, but yes, it'll
Yes.
be ready to go by May 16th for sure, but maybe
Yeah.
even beforehand, so just
Yes.
kind of watch. And what about Facebook and website?
Yes, so our website is lucabooks.com. We also are on Facebook and Instagram. And we have, a newsletter that we send out kind of all of the updates with our events in the store and things like that. As we get into more tabletop gaming and card games and things like that, we'll have more information about those things
Neat.
as well.
Okay, and Luca is Lykke.
Yes.
Okay, what's the story behind that name?
Yeah, Luca is the Danish word for happiness. And it resonated with me because I had picked up, I think it inspired, just randomly, a book called The Little Book of Luca a couple of years ago. And I was reading this, and everything just kind of clicked. It's talking about what the research says about what makes people happy, and what makes societies and communities happier. And so all of that just kind of clicked with me as I was reading it, and I went, this is like, I don't know what it is, but I knew I wanted to do something that created that.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a happy place, that's for sure.
I hope so.
Yes, that sounds great. All right, anything else that we should know about?
Those are the
Okay,
highlights.
so just keep watching, because we'll have more stuff on Luca, but make sure to check out their Facebook page and webpage, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of happenings. So sounds great.
Thanks,
And it's going to be great having another option for eating downtown too. So
Yeah.
great. All right, thank you. Well, thank you. And again, so this is our segment this month of Something Artsy. And we, again, want to thank State Street Theater for putting it on this month again, and NewCat for filming. Every month they deal with us, and they do such a great job, so we appreciate that. And Prairie Lakes Regional Arts Council and the Schmidt Foundation for their granting abilities to us as well. So thank you.